All right. The champ is here. Loved by many, hated by few, respected by all, second to none. Loved by many, hated by few, respected by all, second to none. You know, I've been saying it for more than a couple of years. I just want to make that we definitely have that understood because, as you know, Oak Cliff is my hood. Don't get it understood. Don't get it misunderstood. I want to go ahead and send a shout out to all of those people that are listening in on the Commish radio show all across the DFW Metroplex. A special shout out to, special shout out to Poe Bill Patterson, who we got into the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame. Shout out to Poe Bill Patterson. Would like to say a shout out to him and his whole entire family, neighbors of mine from back in the day. I mean, way back in the day when I was a little boy, literally not a little boy. I wasn't ever a little boy. You know, I was like 13, 14 years old doing my thing, you know. But now I'm doing my thing at, 60 plus. 60 plus is what it is. Shout out to those people at Carter High School. Just finished the high school reunion, 45 years. I can't believe it, 45 years. And we're still kicking and we're still throwing punches as well. I'd like to give honorable mention, if you will, honorable mention because they deserve all honors and I am mentioning them. I would like to say Coach Mays, I'd like to say thank you for the application. We put that application in. We're going to get you in next year. I mean, you know, I've been working this Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame for a little while. You'll get the chance to see me in March of 2026 doing my interviews with the people, getting them into the Hall of Fame. A couple years back, I did one with, a Damian Tomlinson. I'm just dropping names. Whoa, pick that name up. All right, then we had other ones with great football players and great boxers and great basketball players like Larry Johnson. There's another DFW Metroplex true legend as well. So I'm just looking at the names as they drop all around me and everything. But, you know, Coach Mays, your name's right up here because we're getting ready to put it up there. And also Charles Wagner as well from Carter High School, the Carter High School. That's why I wanted to get that segue in because we haven't forgotten you and they will never forget you because you're right here. That is what we are saying right now as we're looking westward as the sun continues to set in the United States of America. During the second hour we will have in this at this table with the commission, we will have Michael J. Todd doing his thing here as we're talking about the past election. But I want to spend a couple of minutes with you right now to talk to you about some things that I've saw lately in DFW. DFW is the Metroplex. It is rivaling places such as Chicago, L.A., New York. And I want to say we have to step our game up in DFW. DFW is slated by 2060 to be the largest metropolitan area in the United States of America. The largest metropolitan area in the United States will be right here at DFW. And there's not a wonder that you see the traffic flows that we have going on now, and you're seeing how they work and how they don't work. It's going to be a hassle. It's going to be a hassle. So this past week, in accordance with my crystal ball, I touched my head at the same time. But with my crystal ball, I contacted the president of DART, the Dallas Area Rapid Transportation Agency, DART. And DART is the people that move through with trains and buses and everything throughout this metropolitan area. But somehow I want to say right now that DART is doing the right thing, but the city leaders in certain cities, I don't want to call no names. I'm never the person to call any names. But if I was going to call any names, I would call names of cities and municipalities like they're real people, right? Carrollton, Texas, that wants to pull out. Highland Park wants to pull out. Highland Park has always gotten DTS. Before it was DART, it was DTS, the Dallas Transit System. They have always received always received services from the city of Dallas and didn't have to pay for them. They always have. But now they want to pull out because they are being taxed. So they saying we don't see that we're getting anything for that. Right. You got a whole lot of it before. You didn't pay any taxes before and you got it. And the reason why you had these bus systems to go through to your city was because you wanted to pick up maids and porters and everything from Oak Cliff and South Dallas and put them on a bus line so they could go to your homes to clean them up. That's the reason why that was done like that. And now I would like to mention another municipality as if it's a real person, Irving, Texas. Not Irving as in Irving the person, but Irving as in Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas, you know, that's the place where the Dallas Cowboys used to play at when they had the hole in the roof at Texas Stadium so God could see his favorite team play. You know, connection and correlation, if you will, between religion and Texas football. How quaint is that, right? So now we even have that going on. So Irving wants to pull out because you know what? The truth be known about it, that whole area around what used to be Texas Stadium is being bought up by developers. And these developers and everything want to put a casino there. So they want to put a casino there. So in putting this casino there, they need to go ahead and raise the taxes. Yeah, they're going to raise taxes to put a casino there to develop the land. So land usage, so they could go ahead, that's zoning, land usage, so they could go ahead and possibly put a casino there to lure. Hold on. You ready for it? The Dallas Mavericks. That's what this is about. So you have billionaires who own casinos in Nevada that want to go ahead and put casinos in Texas. Let me pray on that for a minute. Wait a minute. Are you coming back from the casinos in Oklahoma and you listening to this? Are you coming back from the casinos in Louisiana and you listening to this? You know, so much for all that about the Bible Belt. We just don't want our fellow parishioners to see us throwing money on the table, so we decided to go to another state. That being said, that is the reason why. That is the reason why they want to pull out a dart. They want to pull out a dart because, see, if they pull out a dart, they're almost already at that tax cap because municipalities can only go so much in taxes. That's right. That's why something costs less in one area of town than it does in another area of town. Could be $1 tax. Could be $1 value on it. So that being said, Irving wants to raise the taxes, but the only one way they could raise the taxes is if they get rid of a tax. So getting rid of a tax with dart, throw that away. Hey, guess what? We can raise taxes now. Or not really raise taxes. We can put the taxes at the rate that you've been used to having them. But now that money, instead of going to this, which is bus and transit, will go to this, the casino. Guess who's getting paid? It's the billionaires getting paid. They're always getting paid. Who getting played? Billionaires get paid, millionaires play, and everyone else gets played. You got that? Billionaires get paid, millionaires play, and everyone else gets played. If you're not a millionaire or a billionaire, you're getting played. Word. That's it. Do they even say word anymore? I just brought it back just for a moment. But the word is the truth, and the truth is the word, and it's all in me today, just to go ahead and tell you about that. I think I got my rest on that for a minute. Yeah, but, you know, I don't feel no ways tired. Because, see, if I don't feel no ways tired, that means I can go ahead and talk about something else I saw downtown Dallas as I was on my way to the Hilltop SMU to talk to some young men and women about inequities that I see, environmental inequities, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Because, see, I took a wrong turn, and when I took this wrong turn, I drove past City Hall. I drove past City Hall, and I saw all these people behind City Hall. You know, the homeless people, I saw them behind City Hall. You know, they part of the people who are not even getting played. They're not even in the game. So we pretend to do like we do anything else as we are driving along the freeway and we exit off the freeway and then we go ahead and we get stopped at a stoplight. Man, it's a long light. Oh, I can go and I can stop pretending that I don't see this person holding up a sign. But holding up the sign, do you see the signs? Do you see the signs that if they turn down and turn off and break down City Hall, you're about to get played again, because they say City Hall costs too much to repair, so therefore we have to tear it down and build another one. And build another one is going to cost X amount of millions of dollars, so therefore we just assume tear it down because you're not getting the benefits out of it. Yeah, I heard the mayor say the other day, he said, it's not user-friendly. It's not being user-friendly. I mean, how many times do you go to City Hall for you to say that? But when you go to City Hall, after you pass by all the security guards to get you in, as they checking and frisking you and everything to make sure you're getting in, you walk through. But what it really boils down to, again, billionaires get paid, millionaires play, and everyone else get paid. So what it boils down to the whole situation is I'm about to get played. Because, see, guess what? I realize when I walk in for that short period of time that I'm meeting with some civic official in City Hall that, damn, we're going to tear down City Hall. That's like the United States Congress say, this building been here all this time. It's been here 200 years. We need to go ahead and tear it down because it's old. Man, who the hell does that? Donald Trump. Yeah, so we got all these little Donald Trumpettes going around because now they have no usage for anything that appears to be old because it's old, because now they want to keep the Mavericks about to get played. We want to try to keep the Mavericks in, and the Mavericks want to be somewhere where they can get paid. Billionaires, they want to move to Irving. If they move to Irving, that's it. Now, I know I got one person out there who's going to tell me you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, to that one person who say, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, read about it. Now, you may have a difference of opinion, which I have no problem with it, but it is the truth. The truth, you can have various opinions of the truth, but the truth is still the truth. It's some elements to the truth that you realize that I'm talking about. So now I'm checking out the mayor. The mayor saying to those people who want to move the Dallas Stars, the Dallas Mavericks out, know that we're going to fight for this. So how are they going to fight for this? Writing's on the wall already. Just like I was telling you about the sign that the homeless people holding up on the freeway, on the exit ramp. Well, they got some signs along the way, probably at City Hall, saying, stay here. We're getting ready to turn down and turn off and break down City Hall. So that's what they're doing. They want to do that. They want to do that. They want to do that because it is the most economical thing to do. Because in order for our civic pride to be in our hearts, we need to realize that the Dallas Cowboys are America's team, but they don't play in Dallas. But I be damned, we're going to lose the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, and the Dallas Mavericks. If it's going to cost us a little money, and it's going to cost us to tear down a building that I understand needs repaired and has problems in it, like any old building has, then you need to fix it. But tearing it down just to make billionaires get paid more money, that's a little hard for me to swallow. It's a lot of BS, if you will. But, BS makes the world go around. Too much of it makes us get stuck in it. And it's all a smelly situation one way or the other. The smelly situation one way or the other is something that I dealt with today in Joplin, Texas. Joplin, Texas, as you know, my dissertation was on, and still was on environmental justice. So we took these young men and women who are part of Engage Dallas, Pony Up SMU. So we took these students to Joplin, and I had to break it down and explain to them where South Dallas was, because they thought South Dallas was Lemon Avenue. They didn't go no further than the Hilltop, Lemon Avenue, South Dallas. Let's go back. It's getting dangerous already. So that being said, we took them into Deep South Dallas. We took them to Deep South Dallas. We took them to MLK. We took them to Malcolm X, MLK. And, I was somewhat amazed at these students. Some of these students, they don't have no recollection of the civil rights struggle. They have no recollection of that because they never had to go through that. When you have a student that was born in the year 2000, those battles had already been fought. So I'm talking to them about battles who had been fought before, and I have to figure out how to connect to people who have no connection on that. That's sort of like a football player getting a speech from Newt Rockne. And who the hell's Newt Rockne? I mean, who the hell is Newt Rockne? They play with the leather helmets and everything. They don't understand that. Nobody would understand that. But somehow you got to connect and say, this is a football, and a touchdown is still 6 points. Either way you cut it. That being said is what's going on now. Joplin, Texas, either way you cut it. As we are now building houses in Joplin, Texas. We're building houses in Joplin, Texas, which still has the largest amount of air pollution in the state of Texas is in Joplin, Texas. So I'm connecting with these students, and we're speaking to the students about Joplin, Texas, and about how responsible they need to be in order to make a change. In order to make this change has to be done. Not just here in Dallas, not just here in Joplin, but all over. But we have to connect, and we have to connect. I feel like I'm too old to do this, but I keep pushing on. I keep pushing on because I'm part of that last generation. Some people basically have had it too easy to know about suffering, to understand that. But still suffering goes on, and the suffering goes on. When I was speaking to Harrison Blair today of the Dallas African American Chamber of Commerce, who was telling me about food deserts, about impending food deserts. How in America can we have a fiesta, which is directly across the street from the Texas State Fair, to threaten to move? How the hell could that be? Down the street from there, the Save-A-Lot went out of business. How can you say that that is a reality and an injustice? It is a reality and it is an injustice. But some people will deny that because somehow or the other they believe that everything is right in this Trump's America. And before I leave and I say Trump's America, whoever's the president of it, it's his America. Before that, it was Biden's America. Before that, it was Trump's America. Before that, it was Obama's America. Despite it all being said, regardless of who's in office, it's our America, and we have to do something about it. That being said, I'm out. Tune in for the next hour with Michael J. Todd and Ed Gray.